Chelsea Football Club has signed the next biggest football sensation coming through from South America. That's the latest news coming through. It's a breaking story. That's why I'm here to give it to you. Welcome to the hotspot. My name is Webb Daniel Sebachije. It's an amazing time to have you on. Well, now Chelsea Football Club has started getting down to business with their new boss Mauricio Pochettino. After a very terrible, torrid season, the last season they had, finishing at their record lowest in the English Premier League, the team went for a gaffer who they feel will go on and rebuild the team under the new ownership of the American Todd Boehly. But he has been, of course, targeting a couple of players. That is Mauricio Pochettino. He has been busy trying to identify players to sign for Chelsea, and he has identified a couple of them. Some of them he has not got. The likes of Ugarte, who chose to go to Paris Saint-Germain, and he will soon be unveiled as a Paris Saint-Germain player. I'll tell you about later what's going on Twitter concerning Chelsea. But let's first talk about this young kid. They have signed so far at least one signature has been penned. He's a young kid who is just 16 years of age. He's born in Ecuador, plays for Independiente, and he's one of the most highly rated young kids in the world today. That's the first player you look at right there on your screen, shirt number 19, and he's the captain of the under 20 national team of Ecuador. He has also captained the under 17 team before. He's a creative midfielder who plays exactly the way Lionel Messi used to play when he was young, like that at that age. I think this boy is one many look at that is one for the future. No wonder Chelsea has been able to accept to pay £17.2 million for him. He's only 16, and he will be joining them when after his 18th birthday in 2025. But you do want to take note of this young kid because he's a sensation. Like I said, he's one kid that is rated so highly. He's rated so highly. They say he's the one who's going to be coming up to replace the likes of Lionel Messi and Neymar, who are aging so fast lately. So this is the kid that Chelsea have gone for. He's an attacking midfielder. He's so fast with his dribbling, his pace. Now remember, Mauricio Pochettino, the manager of Chelsea, while trying to sell his project, when he was having discussions with the Chelsea ownership, he made it clear that for him, he wants to rebuild the team. That's why he was brought in. So he wants to be trusted to fix immediate problems, mid-term problems, but also long-term problems, and also try to build a culture of developing young players and selling them off expensively later on. If you remember when Neymar was signed by Barcelona as a kid, he was signed for Lionel Messi, he was signed for barely, £20 million, but he later on became one of the hottest properties in world football. So Chelsea is trying to build the same with Mauricio Pochettino, and who better than him really to do that? We've seen him with Espanyol. He's a coach who knows how to build young players. We saw him with Espanyol. We saw him with Southampton, bringing a crop of young players in the Southampton team that later on went on to become global stars. So this is a kid who is being monitored a lot globally in world football. He's rated so highly, and Chelsea, I should say, they have the biggest piece of gold if you talk right now in the game of football. Now, this boy, like I said, is not going to be an immediate, impact on the team, but he's just trying to show you the kind of project that Mauricio Pochettino is trying to build at the Chelsea team, and it's very important because it brings trust in the fans, but also in the new owners, because they struggled, after taking over from Roman Abramovich. They struggled to find their footing. You feel with Pochettino, they should be, and signing a good young player like that for the future, I think gives them a good base to start making all the transfers. Now, speaking of Chelsea transfers, Chelsea have been subject of a certain unfair hashtag that has been trending so much on social media. That's especially on Twitter. The hashtag reject Chelsea, and I'm going to tell you about it and how it came about. This has been one of the most trending hashtags today on Twitter. Now, as you see right there, because of Chelsea making a bad name for itself lately, scoping signings of players for other teams, the likes of Modric, the most recent, who was for a long time monitored by Arsenal, but only for Chelsea to snatch him at the last minute. Arsenal fans remain bitter about how it all happened. They're actually lucky that Modric has not had a good season yet at Chelsea. They feel they are happy that he has sort of flopped so far because they feel he was there signing. So they say, we're lucky, they misled Chelsea and stuff. So Chelsea has not got a lot of fans for how they have been behaving in the transfers lately. And if you add on the fact that now they are interested to a player who Arsenal has been interested in since January, whereas Chelsea too were interested in Caicedo since January, Arsenal fans feel like Chelsea is acting on them, he's encroaching on them, he's bullying them because they have more money to spend and pay players in terms of wages. So there has been a collective, connivance for the first time I think in history of sport of Man United supporters and Arsenal supporters ganging up with the hashtag against Chelsea Football Club, and that's the hashtag reject Chelsea. So the thing of it behind it is that Arsenal supporters are trying to encourage Casado as their top target to reject Chelsea, just like Man United supporters are trying to get that young man, Mason Mount, to reject a new proposed contract extension for him at Chelsea so that they benefit. They are happy already that that man in the center, that is Ugarte, who Chelsea has monitored for a long time, has also rejected them and chosen to go to Paris Saint-Germain. So it's a beef situation. And that's how tight and intense these transfers are for the fans, not only for the teams. The fans are in it completely. They are running behind their teams. Don't be surprised tomorrow if Man United also comes up with a training hashtag or campaign to try and convince Harry Kane to be dropping Real Madrid, who he's going to be joining. I think it's a question of when, not if, to join them because many United supporters feel that Harry Kane is the player they need. So it's a very interesting situation and conversation going on before even the transfers start. But we will keep, of course, tracking each of it as it comes. But the biggest story now, of I think the first confirmation that has been made has been about this young kid, this young sensation, all the way from Ecuador. He's a 17-year-old who has been the first confirmed signing there of Mauricio Pochettino as he starts his rebuild. He's coming in for £17.2 million from Independiente Del Valle. He's will be celebrating his 18th birthday in 2025. He's a big South American hit. He's rated so highly for his vision, his technique, his passing ability. He's a highly rated footballer and is one you do want to watch out for the future. He's a leader. He's been a captain of his team at continental events. He made his debut with a goal in the Ecuadorian top flight for Independiente with the senior team. So it shows you that he's one kid who is highly rated and here for the future. So that's the first signing Chelsea has made. Amidst the hashtag reject Chelsea. Question is, who will be their next signing? They are monitoring a couple of players. Caicedo, it is said now, after failure to sign or to convince Duarte to join them and cross to PSG, they are focusing on Caicedo right now, as they also hold out for the best deal from Mason Mount, whom they feel Man United should be paying £80 million for, whereas United feels he's not more than £50 million, perhaps plus Harry Maguire. Thank you. It's the hot spot. Cheers.